Hello all, welcome to the Wi-Fi Challenge 2 solution. So as we aptly name it, know thy packets, and in this video we will demystify why we called it so. So very quickly, how was the challenge really created, right? A lot of people ask this in the comment section. So here is what I did. I set up one AP client pair and actually took two PCAP trace files with different web keys set on the access point. I also ensured there were enough packets in each of those trace files to crack the web key comfortably. Then the next thing I did was I used Scapy to go ahead and concatenate both those files, and then I just went ahead and shuffled all the packets within the file randomly. So what happens interestingly is the moment you randomly shuffle all of that, and given there are multiple web key encrypted data packets, Aircrack NG's calculations just go haywire, right? Because the time it does all those statistical calculations about the probability of guessing various key bytes, what ends up happening is sometimes it points in one direction and sometimes it points in the other direction. Anyway, so that is how the challenge was created. So the winners, two winners currently who have mailed me both the keys successfully. One is Troy from Canada and the other is Anton from Russia. So congratulations to both of them. And Troy had actually sent me the reply first. So he actually wins the alpha card. Now Troy already has the alpha card, and hence what we will do is we will actually ship him a book of his choice of the same value. And also, as always, thanks to Fitzroy for sponsoring the prize. Now, other people worthy of mention who've actually sent me a single key till the time I created this video to my email address were Ahmed, who was also incidentally the first to contact me. Unfortunately, he did not crack the second key, or else he would have been the winner. And then Robert, Mohammed, and Mambo. So if I forgot your name and you sent me an email, please let me know. I'll add that as a correction in the next video. So congratulations to everyone. It was great to actually see people kind of cracking it and kind of getting the response. So let's actually move now to the solution. Now I have requested the winners, both Troy and Anton, to submit videos as to how they went ahead and cracked it. While they're at it, I'll show you the solution I had in mind. So let's go to the hacker machine on Backtrack. And let's open up Wireshark and look at the trace file. So this is the trace file, challenge2.cap. And as you would immediately notice, if you kind of have a close look at it, that the timestamps are just haywire. And it's very predictable simply because, well, I've just mixed all the packets up randomly. And hence it doesn't make any meaning. It's almost like before time started, we have a couple of packets, right, with the minus 48 or whatever, and this goes on and on. So there are multiple ways you could kind of use to crack this. Let me show you the one I would use. So what you can do is you can go to view and then to time display format, and instead of second since beginning of capture, you could actually go ahead and use any one of the ones above, and let me go ahead and use date and time of day, right? So once I use this, I will actually notice that the packets were captured, well, roughly I think yesterday, and the time is all mixed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort based on time, so that all the earlier packets are on the top, as you can see right now. Let me kind of increase this a little bit. All the earlier packets are there on the top, and as we kind of proceed further, you have in increasing order of time. Now this challenge could have been a lot more complicated, as you would see in the next case, but basically if you kind of quickly scrolling down, you would notice that the time on the packets is fairly continuous, simply because Air Replay, the tool I used, is pumping in hundreds if not thousands of packets per second. So if you kind of keep scrolling down, you would notice the time is fairly continuous. This is 2:31, and then we see a little breakage here. All of a sudden there is a jump to 2:34, right, from 2:31. So let's scroll down here. And it's a bit difficult to actually get to the right location. So let me just scroll down a little bit fast. Okay, so somewhere here there is a quick break, and here, right, if you notice at this location the last packet was captured somewhere around 2:31, and from here on the next capture is at 2:34. So this is actually a logical breakup of when the first capture ended and the second capture started. I'm after all human, so I took around I guess somewhere around 2.5 minutes to change the web key and start the next attack. I would say that's decently fast. So what we can do is we can apply a filter in Wireshark based on arrival time at this boundary where 2:31 ends. And what I'm going to do is, let me apply a filter on selected, and instead of equal to, let me actually write less than equal to. Okay, so this way now I'll get all the packets right from the beginning till 2:31. And let's now go ahead and save this as trace-1 and all the displayed packets. Right, now what we want is to go ahead and separate the next trace file, which basically is all packets which would start from 2:34, and in this case this would actually mean greater than equal to that time period, right? So here it is, 2:34, and let's go ahead and save this in a separate file and call it capture 2, right, all the displayed packets. And now let's go back here and use aircrack ng on each one of them. So we have capture 1, oops, I think I probably named them differently, trace 1, which was the first file we created, and let's have aircrack run on it. Awesome, so here we have the first key, which is noobs, and then let's have aircrack run on the second file. Right, it's kind of going ahead and trying. And let's see what happens. Right, it says basically failed. Now here is where something interesting happens. Well, you can actually try and nudge it a little bit and give it some hints, and this is basically some purely trial and error, right, where you say that probably, well, no, it's 64-bit web. And awesome, you are able to crack the next key as well, which is yummy. So this is how you can take the trace file, break it up into two parts based on time, and then actually use aircrack ng to crack both of them. The second one, there's a little difficulty. You had to give it the option. And the way I had created the trace files is that I was running aircrack simultaneously with the -n64 option. So what happened is, the moment it got enough IVs with this hint, I stopped the capture. And that is why when you actually use it without giving it the -N64 hint, it is unable to crack the web key. And the key learning here is, well, at times you should try out various combinations while trying to crack the key. Anyway, now let's go back to our presentation. So one of the very interesting things I wanted to mention is Joshua Wright has written this excellent blog post on how to use the packet trace and rearrange various packets by timestamps using Scapy. So thanks a lot, Josh, and I would really encourage all of you to visit the link below, which I've also kind of embedded in the description. And this would come in very handy for the next set of challenges, right? So have a look at the post, and I would really encourage you, as Josh already has in the post, to use Scapy and Python. These are two indispensable tools in the Wi-Fi security researcher and hackers arsenal, right? So thanks a lot, Josh. Moving on. So what are the key learnings from this challenge? Tools are always to facilitate. Remember that. They are not to handicap your thinking. This is something I'm stressing over and over and over again. And the reason is, a lot of people feel, well, Wi-Fi or many of these other domains is very simple because you have all these great tools like the whole AirCrack suite, right? But the thing is, you could always arrive at circumstances where the tools may fail. And this is where you have to apply your analysis and thinking first, and then the tools come in later. Tools should never come first as the default option to any circumstance. Remember that, right? And at the very same time, I can assure you, it is very easy to actually make many of these tools fail by providing custom scenarios like the one I just provided. So because what you would see is, by default, if we had just given AirCrack NG challenge2.cap, it would actually just go and end up failing after it goes ahead and tries for some time, right? I think which all of you would have already seen. Okay, so this was an interesting challenge, and typically in the real world, well, you might not get such a trace file where everything is kind of jumbled even from a timestamp perspective, because you're the one running Wireshark and capturing. But as I said, this is a warm-up for the next couple of challenges. So moving on, we will have more challenges. Hope all of you are enjoying, and please don't get frustrated while you're trying a challenge. At times, all you have to do is take a break, go outside, have some coffee or beer, and then come back and look at the challenge from a fresh perspective, right? As always, thanks to Fitzroy for sponsoring the prizes. I'll be able to use the donation he's made for the next couple of challenges. Anyone else who'd like to donate prizes in cash or kind, more than welcome. The next challenge will be posted in 2 days. And at the very same time, I will continue with the WPA, WPA2.1x and all of the stuff which I had promised in coming videos, which would be also posted in the coming week. And challenges will be there on all of these topics as well, which is WPA, WPA2.1x and other enterprise Wi-Fi security hacking, once I cover the theory. So here is an interesting contest I would like to pre-announce. It's still in the making, and I would like to call it the 12 tasks of Hercules, right? Which is the Wi-Fi version of Hercules. So this is going to be a mega challenge. There are going to be 12 Wi-Fi challenges, and this would go on for 6 days, where the challenges would be released all at once. You can form teams, start cracking, and submit the solutions within 6 days. The team who submits the most amount of challenges correctly wins. I'll try to see if I can get sponsors from book publishers or any other place for this, because it's always good to spice up any challenge with a prize. The dates would be around May last week or maybe June 1st, 2nd week. I will keep you updated on this challenge. So get ready for the first edition of the 12 tasks of Hercules. Here's a quick preview for the next challenge. This would be level advanced, and I title it Never Underestimate Your Enemy, Web Strikes Back. And to help you prepare, have a look at web cloaking, have a look at Josh's post on how to use KP and Python, and you would be all ready and set for this challenge. That's all for this video. Hope you're enjoying. Please leave a comment behind about how you like this specific challenge and the solution. And as always, have fun, have a great weekend. Bye bye.